well done to Paul Parsons' fellow Con, the expat from Oz. Takes the Gold Cup and also draws alongside Josh in the leaderboard. Anyway, the St James Place Fox Hunters Chase, the baby version of the Gold Cup for me. Beer Money for Matt Cooper, Dell's Pride for Hollywood Hinton, Field of Fire for Punchable Racing, Game Hunt for Nick Driver, Sampson's for Stu Gray, Vinnie Gerard, Sierra Vista Cheese, Albarana Forks for Punchable Racing, Craig Beckwith's Cottage Morning, Finding Alice for Martin Needham, Rhythmic Room for Alex Cherry, Seattle for Matt Cooper, Seminole Word even for Alex Cherry, Stylish Pat for Martin Needham, Suzuki Channel for Stu Graham, Western Dawn for Nick Driver. 14 of them. They're racing. Fox Hunters Chase. Race 31 on your card. 4th or 5th from Cheltenham to date. They're over the first and they all took it well. So they're all still standing on their feet. They'll have another 21 fences. The rain started to come down here now. We get towards the end of the day. So they clear the second. A little mistake there by Stylish Pattern over on the far side. By the route. And these ones that have gone wide here. Sampson's it looks like. On Suzuki Channel. Going around that bend, although it starts to tack over there in the black silks, the green sash. But up front is Field of Fire and Rhythmic Room. Going along together by a couple of lengths to Stylish Pattern up against the row. Then you've got Dell's Pride, Beer Money in Seattle for Matt Cooper. Between those is the second Clutterbuck Horse, Albarana Forks, as they get to the third. They will clear that as well. A couple of pecks from the pack. But it's Field of Fire, that opens up a couple of lengths advantage from the held Rhythmic Room, and then Stylish Pattern and Dell's Pride. These four, they get to the water. They will clear that. Clear the Suzuki Channel at the rear, although Finding Alice just drops into that tail end Charlie position. So Field of Fire opens up a 4-length advantage, coming to the big ditch, the 5th. We'll clear that as well, so all these staying on their feet for the first mile or so. All Field of Fire went straight through the top of that one, almost gave it a kiss of stew, and that allowed Stylish Pattern to draw alongside. You've got to say unlucky for Martin this week. I think he's at 3 seconds. I think Matt's nosed him off in a couple of those. He won't be his best friend. But anyway, Field of Fire leads into another ditch, the 7th. They'll clear. Oh no, we've lost. He's gone in the ground. Sampson's has gone. And the ground swallowed him up, if anybody saw that. Anyway, Field of Fire takes him over the 8th. Unlucky to Stu, but I do have another one in here. To be honest with you, if I don't win another race, I don't really care. But anyway, Field of Fire is our leader by a couple now. To Stylish Pattern, who's dropped back, and then Game Hunt, who's moved into 3rd. Dell's Pride's got over to the row now. Rhythmic Room. And then widest is Western Dawn. A couple of Nick Driver horses. They go to the 9th this time. Game Hunt hit the ground hard. Lucky to have kept his jockey. Shuffles back into the rest of the pack as Field of Fire has now got a 5-length advantage. Gets to the 10th. Takes it slow but steady. They come down towards the grandstand. Field of Fire by 4. Game Hunt has moved into 2nd. Stylish Pattern still comfortably up against them round. Then Rhythmic Room and Dell's Pride and Beer Money and Western Dawn. Their lengths back to Seminole Word and Albarana Forks and Cottage Morning. First shout for Craig Beckwith. And then we've got Sierra Vista Cheese there for Vinnie. The grey just on his inside, Finding Alice. Suzuki Channel's just on his outside. The red silks there is Seattle. So get to the 11th. This Field of Fire's advantage just down to a couple now as they're in the home straight. Have to go out for another circuit. So it's Field of Fire from Game Hunt and Western Dawn and Beer Money and Dell's Pride as they go over the 12th. Again, they've all cleared it, including the loose horse. Sampson's at the rear. There's the furlong pole for the next time round. But it's Field of Fire that leads them out from Game Hunt. Western Dawn, Beer Money, Stylish Pattern, Dell's Pride between those. And Rhythmic Room a little wider. Albarana Forks moving up on the row. The green silks of Sierra Vista Cheese trying to get through the pack. Wider from that is Suzuki Channel. Wider still as Rhythmic Room and Cottage Morning nearest to us. Blue Silk's White Cap, and then just the 3 at the rear. Seminole Word, Seattle and Finding Alice. They get to the 13th. Leaders over it. They will clear it. As the rest of the pack tightens up, only a couple of lengths advantage at the moment for Field of Fire. Comes to the next, the water. They will clear that. Slow at the back was Finding Alice. She's finding this a little bit tough. But Field of Fire. Suzuki Channels made a move up on the wide outside to second as they get to the small ditch. Oh, he's gone. He's gone as well. Second one, Faller, and the second, Stu Grey Horse. I should never have said it. I didn't want to win a race. Anyway, Field of Fire. Gave my own horses the kiss of death. They'll get over the 16th. Still this Field of Fire for Grey Clutterbuck from Stylish Pattern and Rhythmic Room. Sierra Vista Cheese has now moved himself into a little bit of open space. Followed through by Seattle, and Dell's Pride is still there. Loose Horse out wide. Cottage Morning and Game Hunt up against the Rowl as they go over the 17th. They're all still there, but Seminole Word is now struggling a little bit at the back. Finding Alice is trying to cut through the pack as well as we come down to the final 6 as they go over the 18th. They'll clear that as well, so just the 2 we've lost. So Field of Fire still leads from Stylish Pattern, Seattle, Rhythmic Room. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Sierra Vista Cheese doesn't need to ask for anything yet. Beer Money, Cottage Morning moving up on the outside. Dell's Pride, Finding Alice, Western Dawn and Albarama Folks. They're over the 19th. There's still Field of Fire. They've still got to try and catch him. He's still got a 4-5 length advantage. Here comes Sierra Vista Cheese. So it's Field of Fire, led since the beginning. Still got half a mile to go and 2 to take, and it's Field of Fire from Sierra Vista Cheese. Field of Fire's over the 20th. Leads by 4 to Sierra Vista Cheese, Rhythmic Room, Seattle, Cottage Morning, Stylish Pattern, and Beer Money all under a bit of pressure, but it's Field of Fire by 2 from Sierra Vista Cheese. Coming down to the penultimate, Field of Fire still leads, been there since the beginning. Sierra Vista Cheese trying to reel him in, getting closer all the time as Field of Fire seems to have run out of a bit of steam. Field of Fire, Sierra Vista Cheese, these 2 are 5 away from Cottage Morning, who's getting closer with Seattle and Rhythmic Rooms over the 21st, and Sierra Vista Cheese takes it up inside the quarter mile. Sierra Vista Cheese from Field of Fire. Here comes Cottage Morning. It's these 5 pulling away from the rest. He's over the last. He's managed. We've lost 1. Game Hunt's also gone. Cottage Morning's gone. Sierra Vista Cheese has got a furlong to run, and he's pulling away from the field. Seattle in second. Field of Fire's going backwards. Rhythmic Room and Beer Money. It's going to be a win for Vinnie Gerard. He's waiting all week, but he's got it. St James Palace Fox Hunters Chase goes to Sierra Vista Cheese. Well done. I think we lost Dell's Pride there as well. From Seattle and Matt Cooper in second. I'm not sure who was third. I was looking at all those foolers. So well done to Vinny. Did you won? No, I don't think you won one yesterday, did you, Vin? No. But you got your name on the board from Seattle and Beer Money for Matt Cooper. Well done. Alex Cherry got up for 4th with Rhythmic Room, and poor old Field of Fire was doing so well until the last couple of furlongs came in 5th. And now I hand you back to Martin again.